Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasairos. I will tell the truth on this channel at all costs. I talk about politics, sports, and entertainment to keep you well rounded what's going on in the world. If you don't like hearing the truth, this channel is definitely not for you. So let's jump into President Trump's first few months in office have been absolutely amazing, securing the border, making America not be dependent on China anymore. President Trump wants the world to be dependent on America and America to be dependent on itself. Only psychotic Democrat liberals would have an issue with this. President Trump goes to Saudi Arabia and they treat him with the respect that he deserves. Let's watch Saudi Arabia play the Star Spangled Banner for President Trump. You know what I love about this video? You know how many Democrats and liberals there are in this country that will not stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? You absolutely make me sick. President Trump goes around the world doing what's best for America, putting Americans first. President Trump is making it very simple. The world is no longer going to use America and get over on the United States of America. If you want to put a tariff on us, we're going to put a tariff on you. It's that simple. And only the corrupt Democratic Party who are paid off by lobbyists and special interest groups, Bernie Sanders, Alexandria Cortez, Jasmine Crockett, they make it sound like they're from the people. But when you watch who's donating money to those politicians, it's all special interest groups. President Trump is the only one that can't be bought. And that's why Democrats and liberals and the elite hate his guts. See, this is what happens when you have real leadership. You get respect. It's that simple. We're no longer the laughing stock of the entire world anymore, where people look at the United States of America and say to themselves, stupid Americans. Because that's what, when Joe Biden and Democrats are in charge, nobody has any respect for the United States of America. Just like Democratic run cities, states, and everything else that they do. Nobody has anybody with a right mind that's trying to build something in America, their business, their family that wants to be successful. Nobody respects anything that Democrats do because they are corrupt, inadequate, vile, godless, and they stand for absolutely nothing. I love seeing President Trump go all over the world, make other countries give him planes and make these deals where America comes out on top. Thank God for President Trump. He's the greatest American to ever live. A lot of Democrats and liberals are completely losing their minds because President Trump got a $400 million flying palace, a gift from Qatar's royal family. Trump will receive a lavish Boeing 747 8 jet, 13-year-old aircraft set for upgrades with top tier security and communication systems. Let's take a look at it. And President Trump deserves it. You know why he deserves it? See, everybody complains that President Trump is getting this gift. How come nobody gives President Trump any credit when he doesn't take the president's salary? He doesn't take a penny of the money. But nobody talks about that. But he gets a gift from a royal family. If he turns it down, that will be an insult to them and it will make it harder to do business with them. That is a custom of theirs. When the royal family wants to give you something, if you say no, they are insulted and they hold that insult till death, literally. President Trump accepting this gifts makes the relationship between the United States and Saudi Arabia and Qatar and all these other Middle Eastern countries a lot better. There's certain traditions and customs that you have to follow in order to do business or come to an agreement with these Middle Eastern countries. And President Trump absolutely did the right thing by taking this gift. And again, nobody ever talks about when President Trump doesn't take the money for the president's salary. You never hear about that. Of course not, because Democrats and liberals, they have absolutely no class. Everything in America is better right now. The stock market, the tariffs, the border, illegals are being deported, gas prices are going down, the economy's getting better. Trump is only 4 months in office. If Kamala Harris, God forbid, won that election, do you know where our country would be right now? We'd be in absolute hell right now. Thank God for President Trump. I want to talk about the Puff Daddy trial, and I have a real problem with this. I have a real problem what's going on with this, and I know a lot of people are not going to like what I'm about to say. Obviously, I know that Puffy was a sexual deviant, and I didn't. What's mind blowing to me is nobody's going to make me believe that it took the feds 30 to 40 years to figure out what Puffy was doing at these parties. Nobody's going to make me believe that. I really believe that Sean Combs pissed off a Democrat. Like, for instance, Democrats wanted Sean Combs to come out and say that he supports Democrats and you should vote Democrat. And he might have said no or said something like he's busy because it doesn't make sense to me. You really want me to believe that all this stuff was going on for 30 or 40 years with this many people involved, hundreds and thousands of people involved. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Puff Daddy's charged. I'm just not buying it. And I'm going to explain to you why I'm not buying it. Puffy was charged with sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. And when you listen to Cassie's testimony, he didn't sexually assault anybody, right? He didn't kidnap anybody. He didn't force anybody to be there. He's not charged with kidnapping, he's not charged with rape, he's not charged with sexual assault. So what does that tell me? That tells me that all of these people wanted to be part of that lifestyle and they showed up on their own. And Puffy being a good host, he's handing out drinks, people are doing cocaine. That's what people do. So are we going to go around to every bar in America on a Friday night when a guy's trying to get laid and offer some cocaine and a drink to a girl and we're going to lock him up for engaging in prostitution or sex trafficking? Are we going to start locking up guys that meet a girl on the internet and say, "Hey, you want to come to my state? Let's spend the weekend together." One hand washes the other type thing. Can you be charged with sex trafficking? Because there's a lot of gray area in this sex trafficking charge. Like, what's the definition of sex trafficking now? If I meet a girl in another state and I say, "Hey, I'm going to fly you in. Let's go have a good time for the weekend." Can you be charged with sex trafficking? There's a lot of gray area here. And nobody, fine. He's a sexual deviant. He obviously beat Cassie. He's not, I didn't need any of this to come out to know that he's not a good person. I've never liked him. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. I've been saying this forever. Like, I am not shocked by his behavior at all. What's mind blowing to me is the media and the FBI and everybody else, they want you to believe like they didn't know this was going on for this long. And what's going on in these parties doesn't constitute to the crimes that he's charged with. Fine. He's into wild, kinky sex, peeing on people, doing what he's doing. These aren't federal crimes. He's charged with sex traffic. Who did he sex traffic? Because he had his associates or a business go out and look for pretty girls and say, "Hey, come to my party." That's sex trafficking. I knew a girl in Manhattan that I used to work with. She was tall and she was like, "Yeah, I have a part-time job on the weekend." I was like, "What's that?" And she's like, "I get paid to go to clubs." I'm like, I had no clue what she's talking about. I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, I'm tall. I think I'm pretty." She started laughing. She goes, "I get paid to go to clubs." I go, "Are you the only one?" She's like, "No, there's like 20, 30 girls that get paid to go to different clubs every day of the week, to go on the dance floor, to make the club more appealing." Is that sex trafficking? Is that human trafficking? I'm sure those girls had to sleep with some of the customers. Like this to me, look, I'm not defending him kicking Cassie in the face and doing I'm not a fan of Puffy at all. But let's be serious. These charges don't make sense. Sex trafficking, he didn't traffic anybody. He didn't force anybody to be there. Racketeering conspiracy, racketeering is like you have to have it's a criminal organization. How could a racketeering conspiracy just be charged to one person? It doesn't make sense. Transportation to engage in prostitution. Okay, fine. I'll give you that one. Right? You're going to have these prostitutes. Is that really a Fed case? Transportation of to engage in prostitution? Did he force the prostitutes into the car? I just these charges. First of all, they don't add up. It doesn't make sense. These should be state charges, not even Fed charge. They're total bullshit charges on top of it. Hey, if you want to get him for domestic violence and all the other stuff he was doing, the statute of limitations have passed on that. You can't convict a guy of all these charges because you see footage of him beating up Cassie, beating her up and doing this and that. And then you're like, oh, well, he's a spousal abuser. So we're going to convict him of sex trafficking, racketeering, transportation to uh, have sex with prostitutes. It's just something doesn't add up here. And he's been this powerful for a long nobody's going to ever make me believe that the FBI and the cops didn't know what was going on until 2025. He's been doing this for 30 to 40 years. And again, he wasn't charged with sexual assault, he wasn't charged with kidnapping, he wasn't charged with rape. So you know what that tells me? All of these weirdos, Holly weird, they wanted to be part of this lifestyle and they would have did anything to be part of this lifestyle. And Puffy knew that. He knew that he could, blow Meek Mill's back out because he wanted to have a new record. He knew he could do these things to Cassie because she wanted to be a singer. Is that any different from a guy that goes out on a Friday night and says, "Hey, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I got money. Let's go to my penthouse. I could take care of you the rest of your life." There's no difference. And I don't like Sean Combs. I don't like Puffy. But this is I'm telling you the truth. This is the reality. And the testimony doesn't even match these charges. Is Cassie saying she was sexually assaulted? No. Was she saying she was raped? No. Was she saying she was kidnapped? No. Because Puffy's kinky and he had some male prostitutes come over and have sex with her and they did all types of stuff. That's sex trafficking. She was a willing participant. This whole thing, and here's another thing. She participated in this for a decade. Wait, you were so scared and hurt and this and that, but you kept going back for more and more and more and more and more. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. At all. I'm not buying the story at all. Everybody, crocodile tears, whatever. She wanted to be part of that lifestyle. They all know that Puffy's kinky and a sexual deviant, and they thought that them participating in that type of behavior was going to help their career. So they were all down for it. And now all of a sudden, Puffy's the bad one. Listen, I don't agree. Again, I don't agree with his behavior. I didn't need to see any of this to know that he was no good. I didn't. I've been saying it for years. So, but these charges, I'm not going to lie. What he's doing and the testimony that comes out in the court, because I've listened to Cassie's testimony, her testimony does not match these charges at all. There's other witnesses. What are they going to say? Oh, I was brought to Sean Combs' house to have sex. Okay, and did he force you? Did he put a you know what to you and make you go? Did he sexually assault you? No, he's not charged with sexual assault. He's not charged with kidnapping. So everybody wanted to be there. That's my point. They all wanted to be there. They all wanted to reap the benefits of Hollyweird. And now that it didn't work out for them, they have no singing career. Oh, I wrote and they all wait, you're so hurt and devastated that you wrote a tell-all book on it and made millions of dollars. I am not buying this at all. Not buying it. I'm just not. You don't have to like my opinion. That's my opinion. This is a political. When I know he was up to no good, but when I say political, I mean I could see if Democrats wanted his support and he said, "Oh no, I'm busy. I'm making a record," or no, you guys don't do enough for the black community. I have nothing to do with you. And all of a sudden, boom, the DOJ's on him, the FBI's on him because these charges don't add up to his behavior. It's not like he's being charged with. I'm gonna say it again. He's not being charged with sexual assault. He's not being charged with rape. He's not being charged with kidnapping. So what does that mean? Everybody wanted to be at his party. That's what it means. Let's talk about sports for a minute. Let's talk about all the hate that Aaron Rodgers is getting, and it makes me mad. I have a whole channel dedicated to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I follow it very closely. Aaron Rodgers was completely honest with the Pittsburgh Steelers going into free agency. He has some personal problems. Somebody very close to him is very, very ill, and he's tending to them right now. And he told the Pittsburgh Steelers from the jump that he's going to need to take, as much time as he needs to figure it out, and that's it. So all of this hate that he is getting, that he's selfish and he's this and he that's such a lie, and it's such bullshit because he was completely upfront with the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. And he even said that he would play for $10 million a year, that it's not about the money, that his inner circle right now is suffering. So it's just, it's just the typical media just making things up. And then when the media makes things up and they continue a lie, the sheep and the people believe that lie and keep spreading the lie. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers from day one went and met Coach Tomlin, Art Rooney, and he told him, he goes, I need as much time as possible. I have to take care of this. Somebody very close to me is seriously ill. I wish the media would have integrity for once and report things the right way. Aaron Rodgers is a class act. He's never been called a bad teammate ever. He helped develop Jordan Love. Jordan Love absolutely loves him. And you know what's funny? The same people that hate Aaron Rodgers love Brett Favre, and Brett Favre is one of the biggest scumbags on the planet. Brett Favre wouldn't even train Aaron Rodgers or help mold him when he was a rookie. We all know about the welfare fraud that he committed. One of the most selfish guys in the NFL. But the same people that hate Aaron love Brett. Let that sink in. Right now, also in entertainment, what's trending is Superman. I go watch all the Marvel comic movies. I just saw Thunderbolts last week and it was absolute garbage and trash. As soon as the movie started, the feminist movement started. It was horrible. I gave it a D minus. The only reason why I didn't give it an F is because I didn't fall asleep. I can't wait for Superman to come out. It's one of my favorite stories. Krypton, the whole thing, the cape, the costume, Kansas. I love Superman. So when I go see Superman, I'll let you know how it goes. But I love the Man of Steel. A lot of fans are saying they want Henry Cavill back as the Man of Steel. I listen, I don't really care who plays as Man of Steel. I think, me personally, I should be Superman, but that's a whole different video. I just want the movie to be excellent. I just want him to show the movie to show like when Superman was born. I love the whole story of Superman. I absolutely love it. So I'm praying to God this next Superman is good. I'll keep you tuned. Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasiros.